support, so that we can bring the devil under the watch of the Almighty God. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Elachi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support just so that we get a law in the country to work. But honestly speaking, in my consciousness, I find it very sad that you can put 20 shillings. All you have said is any child in the Kijiji, in Kawangware, can find him or herself in a gambling place, taken money for the mother that was for bread or anything and gamble. Madam Speaker, the most sad part and the most risky part of gambling addiction, especially in children below 20, is that the development, particularly of your prefrontal cortex, of your brain, that is used to give you the mind of decision making, deteriorates completely. And that child after that, Madam Speaker, will find themselves in challenges many years. And Madam Speaker, in Kenya, I think we are the ones with a very, very high rate of allowing our children to gamble. And to make it worse, it is children of Christians. Because the Muslims, I want to salute them wherever they are today. Thank you for protecting your children. For us Christians, we have gone mad, starting from the top, Madam Speaker. Because, and I'm hoping the President will sign but return this with some few written memorandum that we need to change a few things here, Madam Speaker. So that first of all, a player in an online gambling activity, it shall not be bet on amount of less than. Now what is 20 shillings, Madam Speaker? It should be 50, so that we remove the young people from there, because getting 50 will be a bit hard. And Madam Speaker, it's like these people are so powerful that they can convince government until a bill can be sized into what they want. It is wrong. These are the things we were saying. It is wrong in what we are doing to our young people. Madam Speaker, the other thing is depression. When a young person loses, first of all, he gets into anxiety. He tries and gets into a secrecy thinking, oh, next time I can win and I can win. And he continues losing. The next thing, he's in depression. The next thing, he's in a suicidal ideation, which is the most sad thing. And many have died because of that. And now we are here again. We have said we have mediated. This is a bill, Madam Speaker, that should come back with the statement you asked, that we can amend a few things here without joking, especially as mothers, without joking with our children. Madam Speaker, then the other thing is it's a financial literacy. That management, this child learning management of finances for the future is so low. In fact, I doubt whether it will even be there. Because you are used to patapotea. You are used to just ensuring I can pick from here, and then the devil lies to you that you have gotten from 20, you have 200. Now you get excited, you move on. Until by the age of 40, you are still thinking that is the way of life. It is not the way of life. It is a lie in life. But this is what we have made our country to be. And so God forbid and God help Christians. Because many things that our children are going through and suffering are Christian children. And so for me, Madam Speaker, today, while I can see now we've created the authority, we've brought in an authority, Madam Speaker. Then we have brought in the tribunal. Haven't we created more spaces of corruption? Now even the ones who we want to close from this gambling, we have given them space to gamble well. Because they will just be running to the tribunal, running where you just give money and you continue. This is what I want to tell my president today. You're a president who believes in the Bible. And you know what is good and what is bad for a country, and especially for the young, a generation that we have to raise. I want to plead with you, my president. This bill we are passing for gambling will not affect our Muslim brothers and sisters. Their Quran is clear. This is wrong to do, and therefore they follow. It is coming to affect us and our children. I plead, we need to put an age limit on gambling in Kenya. Just the same way we've put an age limit in alcohol. That age limit, 21, should go to gambling also. And also ensure the gambling fee is not 20 bob, but at least 25, 50 shillings, 30. Better. That way, even people will see we are very serious in ensuring young children are unable to gamble, Madam Speaker. With those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I beg to support.
Very well. Honorable James Nikau, member for Seme.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, gambling is a bad thing. But we put laws to regulate bad things. So on that basis, I'll actually support it. That is why we need the law to control gambling. But I support it for one main reason, that the committee has attempted to look at areas where we have problems, like the effect on tax, the effect on money bill, the statutory provisions of who own it, and that they must be locally based, that the shares must be local, and very importantly, Madam Speaker, that in online gambling, we have put that there has to be security guarantees. I think that is important. Madam Speaker, but the biggest problem we really have with this, as we'll support it, is the effect it has on young people. Gambling is addictive exactly like any other drug. The impact on the mind is exactly the same as other drugs. And worse still, when it has had an impact on you, it drives people directly to use of drugs. Therefore, we really have to look at that. And Madam Speaker, the other one is the issue of media houses. Media houses are very powerful tools on shaping the perception in public, on public education, and changing the conduct and the beliefs of the public. And their job is public education. If now they also are allowed to get into gambling, that's a problem. At least the committee has looked at that. Now, Speaker, I'll support, but I think we need to amend this in 6 months in just 2 areas. We must put an age limit to gambling and put the sanction on the operators who allow young people to gamble. And 2, put a limit onto how much you can actually put in gambling so that we actually try to cut it away from young people. With that, Madam Speaker, I support.
Honorable Naisula, not in the House. I will therefore, because there is no more interest on this, I don't have you on my record. Where are your cards? I don't have any other person apart from Naisula on my screen. What is happening? Honorable Zamzam.
Thank you. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuzungumzia kwa mswada huu ambao umeletwa kuweza kuregulate kamari. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nataka niweze kumsupport ndugu yangu Kimani Ichung'wah kwa yale ambayo amezungumza leo katika bunge hili. Mheshimiwa Spika, kamari hata katika vitabu vyetu vya dini zote nimeona ni katika vitabu vyote vinakataza kucheza kamari, ni haramu. Lakini pia Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona maisha ya watoto wetu, hasa hawa watoto wetu wa shule, maisha yao inaenda ikiharibika. Watoto wamekuwa wezi, mtoto anaingia kwa nyumba, naiba 100, naiba 200 ya mama, anaenda kucheza kamari. Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona watoto wanabet mpaka hizi mambo ya mpira, na niweze kumwelezea Mheshimiwa Undo kuwa Manchester sio timu ndogo. Kwanza inatupa ari sana ndani ya Mombasa, tuna watoto wetu ambao wanacheza mpira. Manchester sio timu ndogo, niweze kumrekebisha. Pengine Arsenal ndio timu ndogo. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, nikirudi kwenye kamari, watoto wetu wanaingia kwenye betting za mpira. Unaona mtoto yuko na visimu ama amekimbia kando kwa jirani. Hata vitabu pia hawawezi kushika kusoma vitabu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na imeharibu jamii. Mpaka sasa vijana wetu badala ya kuingia kujifunza mambo ya skills ili kijana aweze kupata ujuzi wa kuweza kujisaidia na kujiajiri mwenyewe, unapata ameshika sana mambo ya betting. Watoto wanabeti, wamekuwa wajanja, wamekuwa wakora, serikali ama nchi inaharibika kwa sababu ya mambo ya betting, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na ndio maana nasema sheria kali iwekwe. Mimi kama Muislamu ningeweza kusema ipingwe kabisa kama vile Qur'ani inavyosema. Lakini kitu ambacho nitasema, Mheshimiwa Spika, betting ni mbaya. Imeharibu maisha ya watoto. Watoto wamekuwa wezi, watoto wamekuwa wavivu, vijana wamekuwa wavivu, hawataki hata kujifunza ujuzi kuweza kutengeza mapeni, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa mfano kama vijana wanaweza wakashikana, wakaingia wakafanya mambo ya interior design, wakafanya mambo ya mechanics, wakafanya mambo ya ujenzi. Saa hii kuna mambo mengi yanaendelea sana na real estate. Watoto wanaweza kupata ajira, lakini wengi wamejitwika uvivu. Watoto wanaingia mambo ya betting kuweza kupata pesa ya haraka. Na hata hao walioleta betting sijui walifikiria nini, kwa sababu mimi na uhakika watoto wao hawachezi huu mchezo. Wameweza kuwazuia. Ni kama vile tunaona masimu za rununu. Yule ambaye ameweza kutengeza watoto wake wenyewe ameweza kukiri kwenye public kuwa watoto wake hawana simu ya rununu, lakini watoto wa wenzake ndio wanatumia. Unapata kila wakati mtoto ana scroll, hana time ya kushika vitabu, hana muda wa kushika vitabu kuweza kusoma. Watoto wameharibika, dunia sijui inaenda wapi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ingekuwa ni uwezo wangu mimi Mama Zamzam, ningeweza kupinga kabisa hata ifutiliwe mbali katika taifa hili, Mheshimiwa Spika. Watu watafute biashara zingine za kufanya kando na kuingia katika mchezo wa kamari. Nipata potea, mnaibia wa Kenya tukiona hivi. Alafu siku hizi wameweka katika ma radio stations, wameweka katika matelevisheni, mchana peupe wanaweza kuadvertise, watoto wanaangalia, pika box, sijui fanya nini, yote hiyo ni kamari, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mimi ningeomba kwanza itolewe katika matangazo ya matelevisheni na maredio. Mwenye kutaka kufanya betting iwe umri fulani ambao anaweza kuwekewa. Japokuwa mimi hata umri wa mume wangu siwezi kubali aende kufanya betting, Mheshimiwa Spika. Hiyo ni kupoteza mali ndani ya nyumba na ni kujitwika uvivu ndani ya nyumba. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu ya wanafunzi wetu, watoto wa shule na wale ambao bado wako kwenye college, mimi naomba hii sheria iweze kupitishwa ili tuweze kuregulate, tuangalie tunaweza kuprotect vipi jamii yetu na watoto wetu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hayo machache, asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Mover to reply.
Thank you, Speaker, for this opportunity. I wish in a very special way first to thank all the members who have contributed to this special motion on mediated version of the gambling bill. And Madam Speaker, as you realize, many members have quite enriching proposals, and because legislation is a work in progress and is continuous given the emerging trends and issues, they have an opportunity in 6 months maybe to bring an amendment and maybe to follow through the relevant ministry while they'll be doing the regulations. Madam Speaker, I beg to reply and request putting of the question to be deferred pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 53. I thank you, Speaker.
Very well, we shall defer the putting of the question as requested by the mover. Next order.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Order, members.
Order members, those who wish to participate in this committee of the whole house, you may take your seats. Honorable members, you are considering the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
I propose the question that clauses 3 to 7 be part of the bill. There be no amendment. I put the question that clauses 3 to 7 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Schedule.
I propose the question that the schedule be the schedule of the bill. We have an amendment on the schedule. Chairperson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the schedule be amended in respect to Kitui County by deleting the word Kisumu appearing in column B and substituting therefore the word Kitui. Madam Chair, the schedule, in the schedule column B, which outlines the counties and constituencies that are supposed to benefit from a equalization fund, the word Kisumu is appearing in the column for Kitui County. So we are removing that word so that we align the report properly.
Thank you, Chairman. I propose the question that the schedule be amended as proposed by the Chairman. Yeah, Honorable Dr. Nikal.
I would just want to know from the mover that if Kisumu was there and Kisumu now is not there, what does it mean? Was it a repetition so that Kisumu is still there and Kitui is just being added? So does it mean that the money for Kisumu is gone? And can we have an explanation as to why?
Honorable Dr. Nikal, it is a typographical error where Kisumu is appearing in the equalization money that is supposed to go to Kitui, but for the purpose of clarity, Chair, please explain to the Honorable Dr. Nikal.
Let me clarify. Madam Chair, thank you very much for that clarification. What we are correcting is basically a cleanup. We are doing a cleanup. But for the benefit of Nikal, I would like to inform him that Kisumu County is also a beneficiary of the Equalization Fund. And Kisumu County, the sub-counties that will benefit are Muhoroni and Nyando, not Seme. So Kisumu will still benefit, but now on this particular amendment, we do not want the word Kisumu to appear in respect for Kitui County, because Kitui County is benefiting as independently as Kitui County. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Honorable members, I now put the question that the schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that the schedule as amended be the schedule of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. There be no amendment. I put the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. No amendment, so I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. No amendment, so I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I would like to call upon the mover of the bill, Chairman Budget.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move. I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as our contrary opinion say nay? There is have it.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, mover of the bill? No. No, chairperson to report to the House.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Equalization Fund Bill. I would like to take that again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, and approved the same with amendments.
Still amendment. Mover of the bill?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee. In the said report, I also request Honorable Dr. James Nyikal to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Nyikal?
I second.
Therefore, honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Do I put the question? I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover of the bill, move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Dr. James Nyikal to second.
Honorable Nyikal?
I second.
I therefore propose the question, which is that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, be now read a third time. Do I put the question? I put the question that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, be now read a third time. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the Equalization Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending 30th June 2026 to appropriate that sum for certain public basic services and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 12, motion, consideration of report on the examination of financial statements of selected state corporations. Resumption of debate.
Honorable members, this was on the floor yesterday, and it is a resumption of debate. Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I rise to support this motion on consideration of the Public Investments Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy's report on energy. Honorable Speaker, let me first commend the chair of this committee, the Honorable Kosing, and all the members of that committee for the diligence that they have put in to ensure that they review the audited accounts of our state corporations, more so those in the energy sector and those that are engaged in commercial activities, Honorable Speaker. And I also note, Honorable Speaker, yesterday the communication from the cabinet that indicated that some of these state corporations are lined up for privatization, a matter that I fully support, and especially that of the Kenya Pipeline Company Limited, which is also being lined up for privatization. Because when you privatize, Honorable Speaker, you harness both the public resources that we have and also the expertise of the private sector, especially in the management of institutions that otherwise become inefficient because of the bureaucracies of the public sector. And indeed, I look forward, Honorable Speaker, to a time when this privatization becomes a reality, to ensure that the Kenya Pipeline Company, for instance, Honorable Speaker, is able to deliver on its mandate effectively and more efficiently than it does today, and in a manner that ensures safety to many Kenyans. When you remember what happened in Sinai some years ago, and I want to believe that with private sector coming into play in that sector, we will have more resources and better expertise in the management of some of these state corporations, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we talk about corruption every day in this country, but hardly do we ever act on corruption. And I must commend the Public Investments Committee because it remains an integral part of the fight against corruption. I remember, Honorable Speaker, some years back when I served as the Vice Chair of the Public Investments Committee, and we looked into the haste that was then the National Youth Fund, where people in one afternoon scattered away 180 million shillings, money that was meant for our youth. And out of the work that we did in the Public Investments Committee, people were charged and convicted. I want to encourage the Honorable Kosing to follow in the footsteps that we set forth when we served in that Public Investments Committee with the Honorable Kainan Mohammed, who was then my chair. The energy sector in this country, Honorable Speaker, is one of the sectors that are bedeviled with huge and rampant corruption, Honorable Speaker. The cost of electricity, Honorable Speaker, and we have spoken about it time and over again in this House, is so high in this country, largely because of yesteryear corruption. Whether it is in the procurement of power purchase agreements that were entered into years ago, some 30, 25 years ago, that were extremely expensive, Honorable Speaker, and we continue to pay for them today. Today, although some of the state corporations in this sector, Honorable Speaker, are quasi-private, and case in point is a Kenya Power and Lighting Company, Honorable Speaker, and the Honorable Kosing knows. Because it's listed in our stock exchange, and there are private investors in this company, Honorable Speaker, doesn't mean, Honorable Speaker, that the Public Investments Committee should not oversight, since government also puts money in some of these state corporations. And I speak about KPLC because this is one state corporation where the public continues to suffer because of unchecked corrupt activities at KPLC. I'll tell you, Honorable Speaker, if the Public Investments Committee looks into the procurement processes at KPLC, Honorable Speaker, I am speaking this with authority because I am privy to a lot of information, some of which I have passed on to the Public Investments Committee to check. Right from the procurement of transformers at KPLC to the procurement of meters. Honorable Speaker, there are cases where people purport that they are procuring meters in this country and they advertise tenders for locally produced meters. Honorable Speaker, if you delve into those tenders, and I say this with authority because I have taken my time over the last few weeks to see how many of those who have been selling meters to KPLC are actually producing, Honorable Speaker, is rebranding. And I want to challenge the Public Investments Committee, because they have this information now, to look into the procurement of all those things: meters, transformers, cables at KPLC, at REREC, and Ketraco. Because if there is a den of corruption and theft, Kenyans should continue paying heavily for meters that are being shipped in the country as complete products, sold at almost 3-4 times the market value to enrich a few people, Honorable Speaker. And they form a cartel. And they boast in this town how powerful they are. I want the Public Investments Committee to look into this matter, and we see who between these cartels at Kenya Power and Lighting Company and this house, who has more powers vested on them by the people of Kenya. Because cartels cannot be powerful, Honorable Speaker. Cartels are only powerful because they can bribe and manipulate procurement processes in government. And that is why I was very emphatic, Honorable Speaker, from the time His Excellency the President spoke about e-procurement in government.